Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dani, and if you're new here and you like the look of this channel and you like my content, it would mean a lot if you subscribe. Today's video, another one on America, on the United States. You guys seem to love it whenever I talk about it. I guess maybe a foreigner's perspective is kind of interesting to some of you. I'm not really too sure, but I love making these types of videos. Since I've been here, I've been asked some pretty weird questions, okay? So I thought I would do a video on the things that Americans need to stop asking me. So do let me know in the comments if you guys are from New Zealand. I would love to know, and also if you guys are from New Zealand and you've had people ask you these questions before when you've been traveling anywhere overseas. Just before I jump into the questions, I just want to say how much I love this country. I'm living in Los Angeles, which I know is very different to the rest of the United States, but I love you guys. I love the people. You have some of the loveliest, most kind-hearted, just most genuine people I've ever met in this country. You guys also, you don't mess around with your food. You have great food. There isn't really anything you can't get in this country. Go America. The first question I get asked, I would say on a daily basis in America, is, are you from Australia? And then they come back with saying, oh, New Zealand, that's pretty much the same thing as Australia, right? What? Yeah, sure. And once we've established that I'm not from Australia, they like to start telling me about when they visited Australia. Oh, I'd had a great holiday over in Australia. It was just beautiful. Oh yeah, nice. Once again, nothing really to do with New Zealand, but choice. From there, I have also been asked if I can drive to Australia and if New Zealand is a city in Australia. I mean, at least you got the right part of the world. I'll give you a tick in the box for that one, hey. From the Australian question, it tends to follow on from, so you guys have like really deadly animals just outside all the time surrounding you, right? Once again, that would be Australia. New Zealand doesn't have anything really that can kill you, to be honest. I mean, sure, a shark in the ocean might, but someone told me the other day there's actually more chance you will die from a vending machine than a shark. So look at that. So yeah, in New Zealand on the daily, we don't really have anything, to be honest, that I can think of off the top of my head that's gonna hurt you, that's gonna kill you. But if you're someone if you're scared of sheep, if you've seen the Black Sheep movie, that was when the sheep kind of turns into the zombie, and that's kind of scary. If you didn't like that movie, then you may not like New Zealand, because there's about 7 sheep to every 1 person in the country. We all have 7 sheep. Actually, that's what I love about Americans. You can tell them anything and they will believe you. I don't mean every American, okay? Just certain Americans. The other week I had a little bit to drink. I was in my Uber going home. He was once again asking me if I'm from Australia, and then he was asking me what animals we have in New Zealand. And I said that really weird. In New Zealand, I told him about our sheep, and I, told him that, so you know how like in the olden days people ride their horses to work and school and all of that. I told him that we actually ride sheep to work and school. It's just our best form of transportation. We're kind of out in the country, so there's not really any buses or anything, but that's quite a good way to get around. And yeah. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever made up little stories, like where you're from, your accent, anything random to your Uber driver. I feel like that's the best place to do it, the best place to just make a whole new life for yourself, and like, of course they're gonna believe you, right? This one isn't a question, but this one happened after I had about a 30-minute conversation with this girl. I thought we really got each other. I thought she really like understood New Zealand and where I came from and all those bits and bobs. But right as she was about to leave, she gave me a little compliment at the end, which I'll always treasure very close to my heart. She told me Dani, your English is really, really good. You speak English really well. Yeah. She actually said that. And to that I say, my sweet American friend, you do too. You do too. And this next one, which is a bit of an oldie but a goodie, is, have you ever watched Lord of the Rings? Do you like Lord of the Rings? And have you met any of the actors on Lord of the Rings? It's like, you're from New Zealand and it's pretty small, right? Yep, I've met them all. I'm actually best friends with Peter Jackson. He just lives down the road. Yeah, cool, hey. The other thing, I have occasionally been asked, actually no, I think just once, I was asked, oh, so you're from New Zealand, so do you know like such and such? Oh yeah, you're talking about Kevin from Auckland. Yes, of course I know your friend Kevin from Auckland. It's only about a couple hundred of us in the whole country, so we pretty much know everyone, to be honest. We're all just family. This one's one of my favorites. Don't worry, not too many Americans have asked me this one, only one person. But she said, oh, so Dani, is it really easy to drive around to all the other countries in Europe from New Zealand? Like, it must be really nice living in Europe because, you know, you're so close to so many different countries, you can just drive on through. Just bring your passport. Or do you have to bring your passport? Word for word, that was what she said to me. Well, my friend, might be a bit of a drive to get to the other countries in Europe, considering New Zealand really couldn't be further away from Europe. If you need a little geography lesson right now, look, I don't judge. I'm not the absolute best at it either. So here's a map of the world. New Zealand, down this one here. Europe, up here. I got asked this one by someone who was intoxicated, so maybe that was, you know, we'll let them off with a pass on this one. She asked me if we have music in New Zealand. If we have music. Nah, not really. Like, we just kind of listen to the Sheep Bar, and that's, you know, good enough for us, hey? This girl also asked me if I have ever tried pizza before. We'll also let this one slide. I mean, I don't know, maybe she didn't realize we were a westernized country that pretty much has the same kind of foods you guys do here in America. So that's, you know, I mean, I can kind of let that one slide a little. You guys do a great pizza, so yeah, definitely appreciate that. Go America. So I was talking to someone about Christmas, and they found it really strange that being from New Zealand, we have Christmas in the summer, so it's really warm, we go to the beach, we have barbecues, all of that, but she couldn't quite wrap her head around it. She was like, no, but like, it's white Christmas. All the songs, all the Christmas songs are about snow and fires and Christmas sweaters and white freaking Christmases. And you know what, I agree with you there. It is kind of weird how we're playing all these white Christmas songs while we're out toasting a saucy. But you know, I understand how that could be a little confusing. Maybe if you've never heard of, you know, hemispheres of the earth and didn't know there was a north hemisphere and a south hemisphere, and you know, that does make things work a little bit differently. But then from there she went on to ask what month it is in New Zealand, because she thought since the seasons are switched, the months don't line up, and I'm afraid to tell you that they do. Worldwide, okay? Fun teaching lessons with Dani today. Hope you learned something new. Actually, I hope you didn't learn something new, because if you didn't know that, we got some problems, okay? This last thing that Americans need to stop asking me, I don't actually blame you. This one's totally on me, because as New Zealanders, we don't pronounce words very well. We kind of shorten them and are lazy about it, and we don't really pronounce all of the vowels, I would say, compared to Americans. You guys really pronunciate everything really well. So an example of this would be an American, I'd be talking to them usually on the phone, and they'd say, sorry, I can't quite understand what you're saying, could you please repeat that? And I'll just be like, guys, I'm just talking in my regular talking voice. I don't know how, sometimes I try to say it like more American, so they'll hopefully hear it. But for example, I might be saying something like, oh hey, Brett and Ben and I are going down to the beach this hour if you want to join. And they're just like, oh, you mean Ben. Ben, I thought you were saying Ben. That one literally happened to me just last week at work. No, I'm not saying Ben, Ben. I'm saying Ben, 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 Ben. It's obvious, it's Ben. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I'm saying Ben, because honestly, like, I'm saying Ben. I don't see how you can't hear that it's Ben. Obviously not Ben. Anyway, this brings me to the end of this week's video. It was really fun to make. Once again, this is totally light-hearted and fun. I know not every American doesn't know these things. So no judgment to the American population as a whole. I think you guys are incredible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in next week's video. Bye for now.